Hi friends, it's Sarah from Berry and Pine, and I have a lot of wooden beads. Oh look, Easter eggs too. So anyway, I'm going to do some wood bead crafts. I also have squares and these dimensional ones, all kinds. So what I'm going to do is start out with Dollar Tree stuff because why not? I have it and it's inexpensive. So Dollar Tree garland and one of these Dollar Tree beaded frames. I also have a ton of Christmas paper. You're not going to have to sit through me looking through all of this paper, I promise. There were a couple of ones that I wanted to do in my gingerbread kitchen, so I think this one's going to look really good with the light colors, so let's go with that. I also decided a cream and red sort of ticking stripe ribbon would look good. So I'm going to rip off that thing in just a second. But I don't know what it is about it. Every time I say I want to do a wood bead craft, I end up with more wood beads. You'll see. I just traced the background of this thing. And I have a massive sized Aleene's tacky glue. Alene, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm using with a foam brush. I'm just going to pop this right on. Now, I am mad at Cricut, but I'm not going to lie. I really love their brayer, and so I'm just going to go get that. And while it dries, I'm just going to hit it with one of these every so often. Now I'm going to pop it back in, making sure my text is straight up. No, I didn't do it upside down because I edited that out. Anyway, so this right here, rip it off. Now I have 6 more beads to add to my collection. All right, so I'm just going to take, this is the extent of this craft. We're just going to cut that Dollar Tree garland, wrap this or tie this in a little circle, and make a bow. I thought about adding greenery, but this is going onto a mantle that's already going to have a lot of greenery. So I thought, maybe something simple. And if you don't know, I have like this 14-foot Christmas tree in my main living area. So again, I have these Dollar Tree pine picks or whatever they're called, mini pine picks. Those things are awesome, by the way. If you see them, snatch them. I think I bought a massive box online. I can't remember, but all I'm going to do is just glue these down and then make sure they're straight and then just glue the rest of these down. I didn't even glue all of them down. Actually, now that I think about it, this was not the best way to do this where you put glue and then roll 2 over. I did in fact get my finger with that. And then anyway, you're just going to add a little bow of your choosing, snip the ends into little dovetails, and bam, you're done in a couple of minutes with this easy craft. I really like it because it combines 2 things I love, crafting and easiness. Ease? I don't know. It was quick and easy, and I got to use what I had on hand. Also using Dollar Tree supplies with wood beads. And again, I may use these squares. I end up using some like dimensional ones, whatever. But I also have a ton of this stuff and I really need to use it. So I'm, again, not going to make you pick or, watch me. I was warring between these two, like a really cute typewriter version and that black plaid. And the reason is because I had the black frame and I didn't want to paint anything else. So I thought, this was my failure, by the way, but I put a little paint in there with a little water, and then I thought, I'll just do this, right? Which works all the time, but not with this paint. So normally what I do is I just roll it around in here. I go grab my heat gun after, it starts to dry a little bit, grab my heat gun and it works, but I wasn't liking it. The color wasn't right. So I mixed, I didn't wash those off or anything, but I just mixed True Green or Kelly Green with a little black and poured out all that watered down stuff. And this is what I was wanting. I wanted more of a green stain, but after they were mostly dry, I then took about a quarter teaspoon of baking soda and then dried them in that, and it gave them the nicest little velvety look. They don't feel like velvet. But anyway, to lock that all in, I just took them outside and I sprayed them with 1 coat of the spray sealant. And you can see them up close. See, they're so soft and fuzzy looking. They're not soft in person. All right, now here's me deciding, and I want to put that in because I don't edit out A, my mistakes, or B, my indecision. And that's because I want to hear in the comments, which would you have chose? I really like that black plaid still. I don't know. I'm going to do something with it. I am going to just paint this. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I was really lazy, and the foam brush was making me mad because this is like a, what do you call it? It's like slimy. It's like a coating. So I just used this Magnolia Home True White base coat. It works. I did the same thing. I just traced the paper, cut it out, and then made sure the hanger in the back was up to the top, because I may hang this. And then I used a glue stick because I forgot about that Aleene's glue again. No, I'm not kidding. That really happened. So these Dollar Tree frames are kind of warped, or the backing is, especially after you paint it. And so I had to use these two little wooden houses to make my tree. Because again, I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. I just had an idea. And so I found the middle of the frame and just made a little pencil mark. And then I made my tree, and then I beaded all these little beads onto this garland. I thought I was going to use it as a garland. You'll hate it too. Just let me know. Be my cheerleader right now, and let me know in just a second. You're going to hate it too. So I kind of measured that and then glued down my tree trunk, which was this weird dimensional bead. And look, it's mostly centered. And then I glued down the outer layers of each of these first, or the outer beads on each of these first, which made it a lot easier to keep this all together. And then by the time I got to the top, easy peasy, just start stacking them. Super quick and super easy. I mean, you had to wait for the sealant to dry, but in the Texas sun in September, that's like 10 minutes. So there you go. Now, glue strings don't stand a chance against my heat gun. This is the part I hated. I'm not going to lie. So I thought I would just go whoop, 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 like a little Z, right? I'll leave the sound effects out. But look, I don't like it. What do you think? Do you like it? I don't know. I didn't like it. And then I even thought, oh, maybe I could just make little ornaments, and it was so busy. So I did this instead. I threaded that I had on a khaki thread. I threaded it onto black so I could hide it up here at the top of the piece. And I just glued down each of these beads in the very, very top corners, and that'll keep it taut for me. And then I glued down the little extra bits right in the frame so that you can't see it. Right? I thought that was smart. Anywho, it hangs down when it's up. And then I use these Dollar Tree picks because why not? And I just combined them with the Dollar Tree pine cones on a wire. I don't know, I poked myself with this thing 60 times. And I'm just going to bend it over, because when I put this stuff away for the holidays, I don't want to lose anything. So I just put the wire under these little things and just bent it all down. No glue on that needed, right? So I can easily change that. And that's it. Cute, huh? Sorry for the glare, but I do have like little beadies on this. I don't know. I like it. Let me know what you think about it. Put a Christmas tree in the comments or something. I like the accents up at the top. I think that made the whole project for me. Now, the last little wood bead craft I have is because I have a whole lot of scraps of felt right now. And it's inexpensive, the thin felt, big, thick felt, but I'm making these for over on Ruffles and Rain Boots and my other YouTube channel. So for this one, I'm just going to use all those scraps, 2 differently sized beads, and then some kind of string to hang things on. I use masking tape if it's really thick and I can't get it through the beads. That's it. And by the way, these are package ties. You could make them with those really large beads for ornaments, but this size I think works a little bit better as package ties. So that's why I made them. And I'm just going to loop over a piece of twine, thread the looped end through the big bead first and the small bead second, and then the looped ends at the top, and the bottom you tie a knot. Again, you can add a whole bunch of more details. So my daughter and I were talking, and she was like, we should add little elf ears, and you could add a little faux fur scrap for a gnome beard. Obviously, yeah, we can do anything we want. To make the hat, you just need a scrap of fabric. And I will tell you, I always cut mine too big. Today is no exception. So here you can see I just made a triangle. It's not a perfect triangle. We didn't measure anything. Here's how I measure. I put it up against it and then I cut it down. That's it. You don't have to have a cone shape. We're going to cut it again. I promise it's not that deep. So I'm just going to glue this right to his little face. I should probably say his head, not his face. And then wait till that dries and then just glue this down. Now I will say, if you're using the thick felt, you can't see this glue string. But if you are, you can see how it's like pushed up against it and you see the shadow. On the thick felt, you can't see it, but on the thinner, like inexpensive felt, you can. All right, so I'm just gonna fold this over and lop off the corner. Like, see, it's not exact. These are package ties. They're gonna go next to a note that says "From me to you." Like, these are just to make things a little cuter because I can make it and I don't have to buy it. Some of the cute little package decorations you can make in like 12 seconds. I can't spend money on things like that. It's the true crafter vibe. Anyway, there you go. I just make the tip into a point, and then we'll decorate them in just a second with some baker's twine, but that's it. Now you can glue the beads together. I'll show you that, but you don't have to. All right, so for the thicker twine and the smaller bead, I ended up having to do it. So again, we're just putting a piece of twine in half, twisting it onto a bead, and then shoving it in with a screwdriver. There you go. I was working on a laser and I had that screwdriver handy. So I did have to do the masking tape for the smaller bead, but just got those on, tied the knot at the bottom. And so I thought about this, the gluing of these two together, but I'm so ridiculously impatient that I popped it off. Anyway, so I would just wait until the end. You can see I'm tying on my little scarf here. I popped it off, so I ripped it off in just a second. That's way too big, so I cut it down and then did the same exact thing as before. And again, this really thick felt, it's not even 3mm. It's just the stuff you get in the 12x18 sheets or whatever they are, the bigger sheets at the craft store. I use this a lot in my crafting because it's easy. Anyway, because I ended up popping those, I re-glued them and did something else while it patiently dried. I can't stand waiting for things to dry. I just really can't. But I can't use a heat gun on hot glue. So anyway, once it was dry, I tied on a little baker's twine scarf and trimmed it, but I did the same with the non-glued together beads right here, so you don't need it. Guess what? That is it for me today here at Berry and Pine. Please like this video, share this video, and do subscribe. I do a lot of fun holiday crafting here on the channel.